Good day, everyone. So, today's lesson is all about the decimal. So, let's have first our objectives. Okay, the first one, we are going to demonstrate the understanding on the basic concept of decimal. We are going to differentiate the types of decimal. We are going to perform the fundamental operation, which are the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division with fractions. Also, we are going to apply the concept of decimal in the business problems. Okay, so let's have first define what is a decimal. So when we say decimal, so let's have first an example of decimal. So let's say we have 17.591. We all know that this is an example of decimal. Kasi ang unang-una na mapapansin nyo dyan, class, is we have a decimal point. So that point is called the decimal point. Okay? So some definition, they say decimal are the set of numbers written together with a dot, which is the decimal point. Okay, so sa left side, they're called this as a whole number or integers. Okay, then sa right side is just part of the whole. So in the decimal number, we have two sides. We have the left side and we have the right side. Okay. So let's talk about first C left side. So left side here, 7 here is the ones. Okay, so that is the ones place. C1, that is a tens place. Okay, while on the right side, C5, that is 1 over tens. Okay, C9, that is a 1 over 100s, hundreds. Okay, and C1, that is a 1 over 1,000. Thousands. Okay, so as you can see, class, sa right side, there the end of the place value ends with TH. THS. So it signifies that the position that they're talking about is in the decimal point or in the right side of the decimal point. Okay, so some says that the right side is 10 times smaller than the left side, while the left side is 10 times bigger than the right side. Okay, some definition of decimal point is that decimal numbers is a base 10 system of numeration where every place value represent a power of 10. Okay, so in other words, it is a base 10 positional numeral. It is either positive or negative. Okay, now let's proceed to types of decimal. So the first one, we have the terminating decimal numbers. So when we say terminating, from the word terminate, meaning it has an end. Okay? So these decimal numbers have a finite number of digits after the decimal point. Kaya nga siya naging terminating decimal. These type of decimal numbers are also known as an exact decimal numbers. The number of digits after the decimal point of these numbers is countable. Kaya nga siya tinawag na terminating decimal because it has end. Kung may end siya, therefore it is countable or it is finite. Okay? So these decimal numbers can be written in the form of A over B. Hence, they are rational numbers. Diba? A over B. Where A is the numerator, B is the denominator. And A over B represent irrational numbers. What are the rational numbers? These are the fractions. Okay? So these are the whole numbers, so on and so forth. So what are the example of terminating decimal? So we have 0.5, it could be 0.34, it could be 0.75, it could be 2.52. Okay? So when we say terminating decimal again, it has an end. It is countable, finite, and Remember, it has an exact decimal numbers. Okay, kaya nga siya may end. Okay, that's the first type of decimal numbers. Next one, we have non-terminating repeating decimal. So from the word non-terminating, it has no end. Meaning, kung it has no end, kung yung terminating, it has end, countable, and finite. Si non-terminating, it has no end and infinite. Okay, so repeating decimal. So when we say repeating, from the word repeating, you will see a pattern. Okay, so let me read. The non-terminating decimal are numbers where the digits after decimal point of non-terminating decimal repeat endlessly. Okay, kaya nga siya non-terminating. It has no end. Non-terminating repeating decimal numbers are those numbers that have an infinite number of digits after the decimal point. However, these digits are repeated at a regular interval. That's why I told you earlier, it will show you a pattern. Okay, so this number can also be written again in a fractional form or and therefore they're also rational numbers. Okay, so this decimal could be in the form of a over b. So what are those examples? For example, we have for non-terminating decimal, so we have 0. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so on. Okay, also it could be 0.555 ellipses. Okay, so as you can see, there are infinitely many. Continuous siya. There are no endless. Also, you can see the pattern. What is the pattern of the first example? You will see that there is a repetition of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. On the other example, you will see the pattern 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Si 5 ang naulit. So, 5 is the repeating decimal number. So, sa una, 1, 2, 3. Nakukuha? They're endlessly infinite. At the same time, they are repeating. Okay? The third example, we have the third types of decimal. Rather, we have non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. The non-terminating, non-repeating decimal numbers have an infinite number of digits at their decimal places. And also, their decimal places digit do not follow any specific order. Okay, kanina, we have non-terminating and repeating. It is infinitely, continuous siya, endless, and you will see a pattern because it is repeating. On the third type, non-terminating siya but non-repeating. You will see no patterns. There is no pattern. Look at on this definition. These decimal numbers cannot be written in A over B form. Therefore, they are irrational numbers. Okay, they cannot be formed or they cannot be written in the form of A over B. They are not rational numbers. Therefore, they are irrational numbers. Okay, what are those examples? The very common example is pi. What is the value of pi? We have 3.14, 15, 92, 654, so on and so forth. So as you can see, their class, there's no pattern. Walang umuulit na numbers. There are no interval. At the same time, they are endless, non-terminating. Pi is the very common example of irrational numbers. What else? Square root of 2. If you will get the value of square root of 2 on your calculator, you will get 1.41, 42, 43, 5. Okay, let me input in my calculator. Square root of 2, I will get 1.41, 42. Okay, let me correct myself. 41, 42, 1, 3, 5, 6, 2, so on and so forth. So, syempre, in our calculator, it has a limit. Okay, but if you will see the actual value of the square root of 2, we cannot determine it all kasi it is non-terminating and there is no pattern na makikita. Okay? So therefore, it is considered an irrational numbers. So usually, irrational numbers are those numbers that has no perfect squares. Like for example, square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 7. Okay, and like kapag square root of 4, you will get 2. So therefore, it is irrational because 2 over 1 is considered A over B. Di ba? Pag whole number, the denominator is always equal to 1. Okay, now let's proceed to conversion. So we're done with the types of decimals. Now let's proceed to conversion. Okay, the first thing that we're going to convert is terminating decimal to fraction. Okay, we are going to convert a terminating decimal to fraction. Okay, let's have an example. Let's have letter A. We will have 0.25. Okay, so 0.25. So, ang pinakamadali dito class is you just have to count how many decimal numbers you will have. You have 1, 2. So, therefore, it is over 100. Then, copy nyo lang yung 25. Then, simplify. You will get 1/4. What is the greatest common factor of 25 and 100? You're just going to divide it to 25. Okay, then you will get 1/4. Okay, let's have letter B. We have 3.035. Kanina, dalawa lang yung decimal natin, which is 2 and 5. Dalawa lang yung dalawa lang yung numbers na nasa right side. Here, you will see 3. 1, 2, 3. So, therefore, it is over 1,000. Okay, so copy nyo lang. We have 35. Copy nyo lang muna si 35. Iwan muna natin yung whole number na 3. So, you will have 35. What is the greatest common factor of 35 and 1,000? You will have 5. Okay, if we get to simplify this one, we will have 7 over 200. Then, copy nyo lang si whole number, which is si 3. Okay, the answer is 3 and 7 over 200. Or if you're going to convert this into improper, you will get 607 all over 200. How you are going to convert that into into improper, you just have to multiply the denominator to the whole number, then add to the numerator, then copy the denominator. So you will get 607 over 200. So if you're asking me which is the final answer, it's either of the two. Unless it is specified on the instruction that you will need to convert it into mix. If you get the answer into mixed number, you will convert it into improper. Okay? So since wala naman tayong instruction na ganun, so we're just consider the two. The mixed number and the improper. Okay. Again, so letter B, you just have to count how many numbers is on the right side hand. Kung ilan yun class, di yun yung number ng 0. Then, copy nyo yung number ng decimal na nasa right side hand. Kung may whole number kayo dyan, kagaya ni 3, stay put nyo lang muna siya. E-perform nyo muna. Kung ano ginawa natin sa A, gawin nyo muna yun. Then, si whole number, stay put nyo lang. Then, once na nakuha nyo na, and then na-simplify nyo na, tsaka nyo na ilagay si 3. Any of the whole number, pwede nyo na ilagay dyan. Okay po? Then, if you're asked to convert it into improper, then convert it. If not, then do not convert it. Okay, let's have letter C. We will have 0.5245. So as you can see, class, we have 3 numbers on the right side hand of the decimal point. So we have 4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then copy nyo lang 5245. Okay, then simplify. What is the greatest common factor of 5,245 and 10,000? The greatest factor is 5. So, divide nyo lang siya sa 5. So, you will get 1,049 . all over 2,000. Okay, next, letter D. Let's have 0.62 1/2. Okay, this time may fraction na katabi. Kung titingnan nyo class, very complicated siya. Pero kung iisipin natin, 0.62 1/2, 1/2 meaning 0.5. Okay, so pag ganito ang nakita nyo class, all you have to do, okay, so ilang decimal number yan? So we have 6 and 2. So ang gagawin nyo class, so we have two ways on how we are going to answer this one. Okay, so first, copy nyo lang 62 1/2 over 100. Okay. Then, i-simplify nyo yung numerator, gawin nating improper, you will get 125 over 2, all over 100. Okay, then perform the division, the operation, the division of fraction. We will have 125 over 2 divided by 100 over 1. Reciprocal natin si 100 over 1. 125 over 2. Reciprocal magiging 1 over 100. Once na reciprocal, mag-iiba ang operation, magiging multiplication. And then, as you can see, divisible si 125 tsaka si 100. So, the greatest common factor of 125 and 100 is 25. So, 25 divided by 125, you will get 5. 25 divided by 100, you will get 4. Okay, then, let's simplify. 5 times 1, you will have 5. 2 times 4, you will have 8. Or, pwede nyo naman diretso yun sa class. Kung hindi kayo sanay sa cancellation, you will have 125 times 1, 125. 2 times 100, you will get 200. Then get the greatest common factor of 125 and 200. You will get, the greatest common factor is 5. So divide both them. You will get 5 over, sorry class, not 25. The greatest common factor is 25 rather. Okay, so divide the numerator and the denominator by 25. You will get 5 over 8. So, same lang naman class. Okay, so it's either of the two you can choose. Kung gamay nyo mag-cancellation, then why not do the cancellation? If not, then do the rules in the multiplication of fraction. Numerator times the numerator, denominator times the denominator, then simplify. Okay, how are we going to simplify it? Find the greatest common factor. Okay, so next, let's have, we're still on the conversion. Let's have a non-terminating decimals and repeating decimal. Non-terminating decimal, repeating decimal to fraction. Okay, let's have an example. Okay. So, by the way, class, we have case 1 and case 2 here sa conversion ng non-terminating decimal, repeating decimal to fraction. Ang case 1 natin, okay, ang case 1, may mako-convert tayo dyan, class, na only repeating numbers. Okay? Ang case 2 naman, may encounter naman tayo na mix ng repeating and non-terminating. Okay, tandaan ha. Ito yung tatandaan yung pattern. Okay? Let's have an example. Let's have A. Let's have 0.66666. ellipsis. So, meaning infinite. So, kung napapansin nyo dyan, it is a repeating numbers. Okay? And at the same time, non-terminating. So, kung ganyan class, para ma-convert natin yan, kasi itong 0.6666, pwede kasi natin siyang isulat na 0.6, tas may bar sa taas. This bar symbolize na siya yung umuulit. Okay? Siya yung naulit na numbers. And that is infinitely repeating. Okay? So, kapag ganyang class, alamin nyo lang kung ilan yung umuulit. So, dahil isa lang yung naulit, so isang 9 lang ang isusulat nyo. Okay? Then, kopyahin nyo kung ano yung number na naulit, which is 6. So, the answer is, then, syempre, 6 and 9, what is the greatest common factor? The greatest common factor is 3, so divide both them by 3, you will get 2 over 3. So, if the conversion of the 0.666 to fraction is equal to 2/3. Okay, let's have an example. 0.125. Okay, so pag may bar sa taas, ibig sabihin si 125 yung naulit. So meaning 0.125, 125, 125, so on. Okay, so tatlo yung naulit. So ilang 9 yung susulat nyo? Tatlo din. Yung numerator, kopyahin nyo lang yung nasa right hand side ng decimal point, which is 125. Okay? So, there is no greatest common factor between 125 and 999, so therefore, that is the final answer. Okay, let's have more example. 0.47. Kung nakita nyo class, yung bar na kay 7 lang. So, meaning, 0.47777 infinitely. Okay, so paano ang gagawin nyo dyan? Ilan yung naulit? Isa. So, isang 9 lang. Etong 4, di ba class, pag kino-convert nyo yan, bawa 0.5. Pag kinonvert nyo to class, ilan ang nasa right hand side? Isa. So, isang 0 lang. Tama? Then, kokopyahin nyo si 5. Or simply, 1/2. Okay, ngayon dito, isa lang din, si 4. So, meaning, isang 0 lang. Okay? And then, kopyahin nyo lang si 47 minus doon sa number na hindi umuulit, which is si 4. Okay? So, we will have 47 minus 4, you will get 43 over 90. So, that is the final answer. Another example, same pattern. This time, we have 0.2512. Si 12 yung naulit. So, pag sinulat nyo yan, 0.25, 12, 12, 12, 12, so on. Okay, again, ilan yung naulit? Dalawa. Kanina, sa letter C, ang naulit isa lang, si 7. Okay? Sa letter D, dalawa yung naulit, si 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So, dalawang 9 yung gagawin ko, ang ilalagay nyo sa denominator. Ngayon, ilan yung hindi naulit? Dalawa. So, dalawang 0. Kanina, sa letter C, isang 0 lang nilagay natin kasi isa lang yung hindi umuulit. Sa letter D, dalawa, which is si 2, 5. 2 and 5. Okay, again, sa numerator, kopyahin nyo lang silang buo, minus yung number na hindi umuulit, si 25. So, 2,512 minus 25, you will get 2,487 all over 9,900. Get the greatest common factor divided by 3. You will get 829.3,300. Okay? Let's have more. Let me erase this one. Let's have letter E. Let's have 0.1432. 432. Okay. Bawa, ganyan na siya nakita. So, ibig sabihin, Ma'am Alaya, kapag ganyan yung 432 lang yung naulit, tapos yung 1432 sa unahan, hindi naulit. No. Okay? Umuulit dyan si 432. Kaso ang nilagyan niya lang ng hyphen yung dulo, pero same pa rin yung class. We can write this as 0.1432 or 0.1432432432432, so on, so on. Okay, so paano natin yung gagawin? Ilan yung naulit? Tatlo. So, tatlong 9. Ilan yung hindi umuulit? Isa, which is si 1. Si 1 ang hindi naulit, class, ha? So, mag-add tayo ng ilang 0? Isa lang. Tapos sa taas, ilan yung ilalagay lang natin lahat. Yung nasa right-hand side, si 1, 4, 3, 2. Minus doon sa hindi umuulit, which is si 1. Okay, so 1,432 minus 1, we will get 1,431. All over 9,990. What is the greatest common factor? 27. Then, you will get 53 all over 370. Okay, let me check it. 9,990 divided by 27. Yes, we will get 370. So, this is the conversion of 0.143 Okay, again, 53 over 370 is the conversion of 0.1432432. Okay, let's have last one. Let's have letter F. Okay, let's have 2.3. This time, may whole number na. Okay? Let me change the color, class, no? Kasi pare-pareho sila ng kulay. Okay, let's have letter F. We have 2.3. Si 3 yung naulit. Okay? So, ang una mong gagawin, stay mo muna si whole number. Huwag mo muna siyang pakialaman. Okay? So, ang gawin mo, yung decimal number muna, yung nasa right-hand side. Ilan yung naulit? Isa lang. Ilan yung nasa numerator? Ilan yung nasa right-hand side? Si 3 lang. Okay? Parang yung ganito sa letter A. Kaya lang, pagkakaiba sa letter A tsaka sa F, si A, 0 ang whole number niya. Sa letter F, ang whole number ay 2. Okay, then you simplify this one. The GCF is 3. You will get 1/3. Ngayon, tsaka mo balikan si whole number. So, we all know that it is 2 and 1/3. Okay, pwedeng ito na yung sagot mo, class. Or, you can convert this one into mixed number. So, 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 over 3. Okay. Again, kapag may whole number, stay muna si whole number, i-convert nyo muna yung pinaka-decimal, then, pag na-convert nyo na into fraction si decimal, then na-simplify, tsaka nyo i-add si decimal. Okay? Tsaka nyo siya isama dun sa na-convert nyo na decimal to fraction. Okay? Now, let's proceed to operation on decimal. Let's have the operation of decimal, rather. Okay, let's first addition. Let's have an example. 0.56 plus 0.32. When we are adding decimal, the very important here, class, is you have to align them according to their decimal point. So, as you can see, we have 0.56. Align nyo lang siya, 0.32. Then, add them. 6 plus 2 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. Copy sa decimal point, 0 plus 0 is 0. So, therefore, this is the final answer. Okay? So, let's have letter B. Let's have 3.2 plus 0.08. Again, you have to align. We have 0.3 3.2 rather, 0.08. Ia-align nyo yung decimal point nila, class. So, kung napapansin nyo, 0.2 na lang, 3.2. Walang kataasan si 8. Okay? Pero meron dyan, class, 0. Okay? So, 0 plus 8 is 8. 2 plus 0 is 2. Copy sa decimal point. 3 plus 0 is 3. So, 3.2 plus 0.08 is equal to 3.28. Okay, let's have letter C. Let's have 1.56 plus 2 plus 3.987 plus 32. Okay, first thing that we're going to do to align them vertically. Okay, so 1.56, align them according to their decimal. So we have 2, we have 3.987, we have 32. Okay? So si 2, alam nyo na meron niyang 0.00. Si 32, ganun din. Meron ding 0.00. Kaya lang, ang nasa right hand side natin, ang pinakamarami ay 3. So mag-add lang kayo ng 0. Okay? Then add them. It will not change the sum, class, kasi it's 0 naman ang inad natin. Okay? So 0 plus 0 plus 7 plus 0 is 7. 6 plus 0 plus 8 plus 0, you will have 14. Carry 1. So 1 plus 5 is 6. Plus 9 is 15. Carry 1. Do not forget the decimal point. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4, plus 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9. Copy nyo na lang si 3. So, 1.56 plus 2 plus 3.987 plus 32, the answer is 547. Okay? So, madali lang, class, no? Basta tatandaan lang, pag nag-addition tayo ng decimal, you have to align them to their decimal point. So, kapag kulang sa hulihan, add lang tayo ng 0. Doon lang tayo pwede mag-add ng 0, class, sa hulihan. Hindi tayo pwede maglagay ng 0 sa gitna ng dalawang number. Okay? Let's have number 2. Let's have subtraction. Okay? Example. Let's have 3.8 minus 2.5. Again, align them together. We have 3.8, 2.5. Okay, so 8 minus 5 is 3. Copy si decimal point. 3 minus 2 is 1. So 3.8 minus 2.5, the answer is 1.3. Let's have letter B. Okay, na-zoom siya bigla, class, no? Okay, let's have letter B. We have 6.9 minus 2.823. Okay, align them together. We have 6.9, 2.823. Then minus. Again, kulang siya sa dulo, yung nasa taas, so add lang kayo ng 0. Since 0, you cannot subtract 0 to 3, so ang mangyayari, class, magbabarrow tayo sa katabi niya. Okay? So, magbabarrow tayo kay 9. So, si 9 magiging 8, magiging 9, magiging 10. Okay, si 9 nabawasan ng isa, kaya naging 8. Tapos, yung katabi ni 9 na 0 manghihiram, so magiging 10 yon. And then, manghihiram din yung katabi niya, so mababawasan siya, kaya siya naging 9. Okay, 10 minus 3, you will have 7. 9 minus 2, you will have 7. 8 minus 8 is 0. 6 minus 2 is 4. So, the answer is 4.077. Ma'am Alea, okay. Ma'am Alea, I know you will have a question with this one eh. Ma'am, bakit sa 9 tayo nag-borrow? Di ba pwedeng sa 6 tayo mag-borrow? Same ang mangyayari, class. Let's do that. We have 6.900 2.823. Kapag kay 6 tayo ng hiram, magiging 5, magiging 19. So, 19, mababawas ng isa, magiging 18. Ito, magiging 10, magiging 9 na lang. Okay, let me erase that. It's confusing. As to magiging 10. 10 minus 3, you will have 7. 9 minus 2, you will have 7. 18 minus 8, you will have 10. Carry 1. Decimal point. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. So, same lang class ang nakuha natin. Okay? Let's have multiplication. Multiplication of decimals. Okay, let's have example. Okay, let's have 2.50 times 3.75. Okay, sa decimal, sa multiplication naman class, wala tayong pakialam sa decimal point kapag nagmumultiply tayo. The important here is kailangan naka-align yung numbers. So, we have 250, which is yung 2.5. By the way, nalimutan ko nung binasa ko na diretso. So, we have 3.75. Okay, then multiply. 0 times 5, you will have 0. 5 times 5, you will have 25. Carry 2. 2 times 5, you will have 10 plus 2, 12. 0 times 7, you will have 0. Mag-move lang tayo kasi pagbababa, mag-move tayo ng isang place. Okay? 5 times 7 is 35. Carry 3. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 3, you will have 17. 0 times 3 is 0. 5 times 3 rather is 15. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Then add. Bring down si 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 2 plus 5 plus 0 is 7. 1 plus 7 plus 5 is 13. Carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 7 is 9. Now, sa final answer natin, nagmamatter si decimal point. So, ilang decimal point meron tayo? We will have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, from the right of the first number sa answer class, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So, our final answer is 9.3750. Okay? Or, you can write this as 9.375. Okay? Important sa multiplication is you have to align the numbers. Then, sa final answer, sa product na, nagmamatter si decimal point. Let's have letter B. Let's have 0.8 times 0.8. Okay, 0.8 times 0.80. Okay. So, align natin ulit 0.8 times 0.80. Okay? So, again, class, dito, pwede naman tayo mag-add ng 0. Okay? Kasi parehas lang naman yung 0.80 sa 0.8. Okay? Pwede naman, i-multiply nyo na siya ng 0.8.8 or 0.80.80. Okay. Let's multiply. 0 times 0 is 0. 8 times 0 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Next, 0 times 8 is 0. 8 times 8 is 64. Carry 6 yung class. 0 times 8 is 0. So, si 6 na lang yung matitira. Next, third na tayo. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Then, add them. 0, 0, 4, 6, 0. Ilang decimal point? 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Let me correct myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, your answer the product is 0.6400 or simply 0.64. Okay? So again, sa multiplication, you have to align the numbers. Pwede tayong mag-add ng 0 basta sa dulo. Okay? Hindi tayo pwede mag-add ng 0 in between the numbers. Okay. Now, let's have this one. Paano, Ma'am Alea, kapag nagmumultiply kami ng base 10, base sa 0? Base 10, base 100, base 1,000. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's have letter C. Okay, for example, you're asked to multiply 8.3 times 10. Okay, all you have to do is to move the decimal point based on the numbers of 0. So, kung nakita nyo dito, class, imumultiply lang natin siya sa 10. So, ilang 0 meron dyan? Isa lang. So, you will move the decimal point to the right once. Okay, so since isa lang ang 0, so isa lang move to the right. So, 1. So, meaning, the answer, the product is 83. Okay? Kasi, yung 83, di ba, napunta na dito yung, di ba, nandito yung decimal point, napunta na rito. So, yung 83 na yan, class, or 83.00. Eh, pag sa dulo, di ba, class, ang 00, okay lang kahit wala na siya. Okay? Kasi yung 0.00, wala naman na yun, class, eh. Okay? Wala na siyang empty placeholder na ang tawag doon, class. Kaya 83 na lang. Okay? Let's have more. Let's have letter D. Let's have 0.06 times 100. So, ilang 0 meron, class? Dalawa. So, yung decimal point, papunta sa right twice. So, 1, 2. So, yung decimal point nasa kanan na ng 6. So, 6 point. Or simply, 6. Okay? Kasi magiging 6.00. Okay? So, yung 0.00, empty placeholder na siya. Okay? Let's have letter E. What if 8.65 times 1,000? So, ilang 0 meron, class? 3. So, ilang movement ng decimal point to the right? 3 din. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3. So, may isang wala. So, meaning, 8, 6, 5. Yung isang movement niya na walang number, 0 ang ilalagay natin doon. Then, point. Tapos, magiging 0, 0 na yan. So, dahil empty placeholder na yan, hindi nyo na siya isusulat. So, si 8.65 times 1,000, the answer is 8,650. Okay? Next. Let's have 45.34 times 10. So, ilang 0? Isa. So, ilang movement papunta sa right? Isa. Okay? So, 1. So, ang natira, 45 si 3.4. Okay? So, pag pinagmultiply nyo daw si 45.34 times 10, the product is 453.4. Okay? Let's have another one. Let's have 5.248 times 100. So, ilang 0 ang nakikita nyo? Dalawa. Ilan ang movement ng decimal point to the right? Dalawa din. So, 1, 2. Ang decimal point na kay between 4 and 8 na. So, the answer is 5, 2. Let me erase it. 524.8. That is the product. Okay? Let's have last one. Let me change the color of my pen. Let's have I. Okay, let's have 4.006 add pa tayo ng isang 0, times 100. Okay, ilan ang 0 nakikita? Dalawa. Ilan ang movement ng decimal point papunta sa right? Dalawa. So, 1, 2. So, we have 400.06. That is the product. Okay? Huwag kayong magtatanggal ng 0 in between ng numbers. Kasi nakita nyo dyan, may mga 0, baka tanggalin yan. No, class. Pwede nyo lang tanggalin ng 0 kapag nasa unahan ni 4 or nasa likod ni 6. Yun lang yung mga pwedeng tanggalin. Pero in between the numbers, given the product in letter I, 400.06, hindi siya pwede tanggalin, class. Okay? Let's have the division. Let's have the dividing decimal. Okay, let's have an example. Dito, class, sa division, just normal division lang, class. We have 2.5 divided by 0.5. Okay, again, this is our dividend. This is our divisor. Our divisor is 0.5. Okay. So, nasa labas si divisor, nasa loob si dividend. So, 0.5 divided by 2.5. Okay. Our key here, class, is you have to move the decimal point. Kung ilan yung minove nyo sa divisor, yun din yung imove nyo sa dividend. Okay. So, dahil isa lang yan, so isa lang ang movement dito. Okay, so itatransform mo natin to, class. So, magiging 5 divided by 25. So, 5 divided by 25, the answer is 5. 5 times 5, 25. Subtract them is 0. So, the answer here is 5. Okay, let's have letter B. So, we have 250.6 divided by 0.07. Okay, so si divisor 0.7 nasa labas, 250.6 which is si dividend yung nasa loob. So, ilang movement? Dalawa. Dalawa kasi kailangan natin na i-move na decimal point sa divisor ay dalawa. So, 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so let me rewrite it. So, you will have 7 divided by 25060. Okay? So, 7 divided by 2, it cannot be. So, 7 divided by 25, the answer is 3. 3 times 7, we have 21. Subtract them, you will have 4. Bring down si 0, which is 40. 7 divided by 40, you will get 5. 5 times 7, you will have 35. Subtract them, the answer is 5. Bring down si 6. 7 divided by 56, the answer is 8. 8 times 7 is 56. Subtract them, the answer is 0. Then bring down 0. 0 divided by 7 is 0. Then 0 times 7 is 0. Then subtract them, you will have 0. So therefore, the quotient of 250.6 and 0.07 is 3,580. Okay, let's have letter C. This time, we are going to add 81.63 divided by 0.3. So, si divisor nasa labas, si dividend ay nasa loob. Ilan ang move ng decimal point? Magbe-base tayo kay divisor. So, divisor, isa lang yung kailangan natin para mag-whole number siya. So, isang movement sa divisor, isang movement din sa dividend. Okay, so let me rewrite it. You will have 3 divided by 816.3. So, may decimal point. So, may decimal point dyan, class. Talagang din ang decimal point sa quotient. Then, let's divide. 3 divided by 8, the answer is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract them, you will have 2. Bring down si 1, so 21 na. 21 divided by 3, you will have 7. 7 times 3, you will have 21. Subtract them, you will get 0. Then bring down si 6. 6 divided by 3, you will have 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract them, you will have 0. Bring down si 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Then 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract them, you will have 0. So the quotient of 81.63 and 0.3 is 272.1. Okay? So I know that you already know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. The purpose of this video is for you to recall your schema about decimals. Okay. Now, what if, kasi kanina we multiply number based on 10, based on 100, based on 1,000. Now, we're going to divide a number based on 10, based on 100, and based on 1,000. Okay, let's have, what letter are we? Letter D. Letter D, we have 0.06 divided by 10, divided by 100. Okay, so as you can see, dun sa multiplication, we move the decimal point to the right. Okay, dahil ang opposite ng multiplication ay division. So instead of move to the right, sa division, we're going to move to the left. Okay? So, i-move natin yung sa division, mag-move tayo ng decimal point to the left depending on how many zeros yung nasa divisor. Okay? So, since our divisor is 100, so ilang zero meron? Dalawa. So, ito si decimal point. Dalawang movement papunta sa right. 1, 2. Okay? So, the answer is 0.0006. Okay, let's have letter E. We have 865 divided by 1,000. So, ilang zero? Tatlo. So, tatlong movement ng decimal point to the left. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the answer is 0.00865. Again, i-recheck lang natin. Ang decimal point nasa in between ng 8 and 6. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, ang pangit ng pagka-curve ko, class, no? Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3. So, that is our final answer, 0.00865. Okay, diba? Madali lang pag alam niyo yung pattern na susundan. Okay, let's have letter F. So, we have 47 divided by 10. Okay, so, ilan ang movement? Ilan ang zero? Isa. Ilan ang movement ng decimal point to the left? Isa. Dahil whole number yan, ang decimal point ay nandito. So, to the left, isa. So, the answer is 4.7. Okay, let's have another example. We have 250 divided by 100. Ilang zero meron? Dalawa. Ilang movement to the left? Dalawa. So, dahil whole number yan, nandito ang decimal point. So, dalawang movement. 1, 2. So, the answer is 2.50 or 2.5. Okay. Next. Let's have letter H. Let's have 3.45 divided by 10. Ilan ang zero? Isa. Ilan ang movement to the left? Isa. 1. So, 0.345. Add ng 0. Okay. Nakukuha po. So, that's easy, right? Basta alam nyo lang kung anong pattern. Basta sa multiplication, if you're going to multiply a decimal base by 10, hundreds, and 1,000, you will move the decimal point to the right depending on how many zeros yung nasa divisor. Kapag naman division sa decimal by ang divisor mo ay base 10, base 100, base 1,000, you will move the decimal point to the left. Again, pag multiplication to the right, ang movement ng decimal, sa division to the left. Yung movements, it depends in the number of zeros in divisor. Okay? So let's have a word problem applying the concept of decimals. Okay, so sabi dyan, the width of a rectangle is 0.60 of its length. Again, the width of the rectangle is 0.60 of its length. The perimeter of the rectangle is 80 centimeter. Find its area. So width daw, yung width ng rectangle is 0.60 of its length. All we have to do first, class, if you're dealing with the word problem, you will need representation. Okay, so since we have width and length at perimeter area naman ang pinag-uusapan, so let L be the length. Okay, length of the rectangle. Okay. And then, sabi dyan, so width daw is 0.60 of its length. Okay, so kung ang length ay L, 0.60. Again. So width daw ay 0.60 of its length. So, 0.60 of its length. Ayan si width. Be the width of the rectangle. Okay. And the perimeter of the rectangle is 80 centimeter. Para makuha natin yung value ng length, class, kasi kailangan yun ang mahanap natin para makuha natin yung value ng width. Okay, ang clue natin, ang perimeter daw ay 80 centimeter. So we all know the perimeter of a rectangle is 2L plus 2 width. Diba, pag we're dealing with the perimeter, this is the length, width. Okay, so pag sinabing perimeter, kinukuha lang natin yung perimeter ng area, ng lugar, ng surface. Okay? So ang alam natin ng perimeter ay 80. So this is our itong pattern na susundan natin. Okay, so perimeter is equal to 2L plus 2 width. Alam natin ang perimeter ay 80. Okay, si length, 2L siya. Length pa rin siya, twice ng length. Dalawang ulit ng length kasi rectangle. Tapos, si width, alam natin yung width ay 0.60 ng length. So, 2 times 0.60 ng length. Kakasunod, class. Okay, then let's simplify. 2L plus 2.02 times 0.60. Okay, the answer is 1.2 or 1.20 L. Then, since we can combine 2L plus 1.L, since the variable and the exponent of the variable are the same. So, we have 3.2L. For us to get the value of the length or the L, divide both them by 3.2. We will get 25. So, our length is 25. Okay, sabi dyan, si width daw is 0.60 of the length. So, we have to multiply 0.60 times 25. You will get 15. Okay, do not forget the unit, 25 centimeters in length, tas 15 centimeter sa width. Okay, so for us to determine our answer is correct or the value of the length and the width are correct, balik tayo kay perimeter. Sabi, si perimeter daw ay 80. Okay, yung perimeter ng rectangle is 80. Now, we can now substitute the value of the length and the width. Our length is 25. Our width is 15. Dapat mag-i-equal to class sa 80. 2 times 25, we have 50. Plus 2 times 15, we have 30. Add them together, you will have 80. So, correct. So, yun yung counter check natin. Now, the question is, find the area. What is the area of a rectangle? What is the formula? Area is equal to length times width. Our length is 25 times the width, which is 15 centimeter. Get the product, you will get 375 square centimeter. Since ang area na pinag-uusapan natin, so naka-square na siya. Okay, so therefore, our conclusion, so let me write it here. Therefore, the three dotted that form triangle class, it signifies therefore. Okay, so therefore, the area of the rectangle is 375 square centimeter. Okay? Next. Pilong earned 600. Sorry, let me correct myself. Pilong earned 6,420.75 as his commission for selling a detergent product. He divided his commission equally into 3 parts. He deposited the first part in the bank. Yung second part naman, binigay daw niya sa mother niya. At yung third, ininvest niya sa establishment for the small business. Ngayon, how much did he allot for each? Okay? So, sinabi naman dyan, class, sa problem na ito yung kinita niya, ito yung commission niya sa pagtitinda niya ng detergent product. Okay? Then, dinivide daw niya yun sa 3 part. Una nga, is yung diniposit niya sa bank account. Second is binigay niya sa mother niya. Pangatlo, nag-invest siya sa small business. So, for us to determine how much did he allot for each, we have to divide the total commission of Pilong to 3. Okay? So, let me write the given first. Our given, the total commission of Pilong is 6,420.75. Okay? So, yun yung given. Then, we're going to find how much did he allot for each. Okay? So, our solution, we're just going to divide the total commission to 3. So, we have 6,420.75. Our divisor is 3. So, 3 divided by 6, we have 2. 2 times 3, you will have 6. Subtract them is 0. Bring down 4. 4 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, the answer is 1. Bring down 2. 12 divided by 3, you will have 4. 4 times 3, you will have 12. Subtract them, the answer is 0. Then bring down 0. 0 divided by 3 is 0. Do not forget that decimal point. And 0 times 3 is 0. Then 0 minus 0 is 0. Then bring down 7. 7 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Minus 1. 7 minus 6 is 1. Then bring down si 5. Okay, so 15 divided by 3, you will have 5. Then 5 times 3 is 15. Then subtract is 0. Okay, so therefore, for our solution, therefore, he allot 2,140.25 in each part. What are the parts, class? Yung first, nag-deposit siya sa bank. He deposited in the bank. Pangalawa, uh, he gave it to his mother. Pangatlo, investment. Investment for small business. So, if you want to know, your answer is correct. You just have to multiply 2,140.25 to 3. Then, dapat babalik kayo dito sa total commission niya. Or, add them together. Kasi nga, di ba, sabi niya, na inalat niya equally. So, nag-deposit siya sa bangko ng 2,140.25. Nagbigay siya sa mother niya ng same amount of money, 2,140.25. Nag-invest siya sa small business, same amount of money, 2,140.25. Para malaman nyo kung tama yung answer natin, get the sum of these three parts, kailangan babalik yun sa total commission ni Pilong. Okay? So, therefore, he allowed 2,140.25 for each of the part, which are that he deposited the bank, he gave to his mother, and he invested for the small business. Okay, now let's move with this one. Pilong bought a used car for 84,500. So, bumili siya ng used, ng second-hand na sasakyan. He spent, okay, let me erase it. Let's change the color. Okay. He spent, again, Pilong bought a used car for 84,500. And he spent 73,649.50 to upgrade some parts of the car. After some time, he was able to resell the car for 250,000. How much was his profit? Okay. So, para malaman natin kung magkano yung kinita niya, we have to add kung magkano yung binili niya doon sa second-hand na sasakyan at magkano yung nagastos niya sa upgrading. Okay? Para makita natin yung total spent niya. Okay? So, ang given natin, class, is he buy a car or a used car for 84,500. Okay? He spent for upgrading to class, right? For upgrading, how much? 73,649.50. Okay, then, na-sell niya ng 250,000. The question is, how much is the profit? Okay, let's do the solution. Para ma-determine natin, class, we have to add all the expenses na ginawa niya. Unang paglabas niya ng pera yung pagbili niya pala ng sasakyan na 84,500. Then, add din natin yung pag-upgrade niya ng 73,649.50. So, ito 0.00. Then, add them. 0.50, 9, 4, 11, 7, 8. Sa 8 plus 7, we will have 15. Okay. So, ang total spent ni Pilong is 158,149.50. So, ito yung total spent niya. Para malaman natin yung total profit niya, i-minus natin yung total spent dun sa presyo ng nabenta niya yung sasakyan sa selling price. So, nabenta niya yung sasakyan ng 250,000 minus yung 158,149.50. So, 0.00. So, mag-borrow lang tayo, class. So, we will have 1, 14, 9, 9, 9, 9. Then, 9, 10. Okay. Then, let's add. 10 minus 0 is 10. Carry 1. 10 minus 5 is 5. Okay. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 4 is 5. 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. 14 minus 5 is 7. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, so ang total profit o yung kinita ni Pilong is 7,850.50. So ito yung total profit ni Pilong. Okay, now para malaman natin kung tama yung sagot natin, we have to add 158,149.50 kay 71,850.50. Kailangan ang lalabas dyan class is 250,000. So add natin. We have 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 5 is 10, carry 1. 1 plus 10, 9 is 10, plus 0 is 10, carry 1. 1 plus 4 plus 5 is 10, carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 8 is 10, carry 1. 1 plus 8 plus 1 is 10, carry 1. Then 6 plus 5, 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 7 is 13. Okay, then 2. Okay, now, there's something wrong. Okay. Okay, maybe dito klase subtraction. Let us check. We have 0, we have 2, 14, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10. Okay, let's do it again. Let me erase it. Then let's do it again. Okay, ano class, no? Madali lang i-input sa Calcu. Madali lang malaman yung sagot dyan. But the thing is, on how we are going to get it by manually. Okay? So we have 2,500, 250,000 rather, minus 158, okay, 158,149.50. So ito may 0, 0 din. Okay. Then let's subtract them. Okay. So magbabaro tayo kay 2, magiging 1 siya. Si 15, magiging 14. Si 10, magiging 9. Then the rest 9 na. 9, 9, 9. Then 9, 10. Okay. Then 10 minus 0 is 10. Carry 1. So 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 5 is 15. Carry 1. So 10 minus 9 is 1. Okay. 10, again, 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 plus 4, 9 minus 4 is 5. 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. 14 minus 5 is 9. Okay, then 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, now let's check. Okay, so kanina siguro class mali talaga ako ng pagka-subtract. Okay, so let's check. So we have 91,851.50. Ito yung kanyang total profit. Okay, then plus natin si total spent. Okay, so i-align lang natin class. So we have 158,149.50. Okay. Dapat babalik siya kay 250,000. Okay. 0, 10, carry 1. 1, okay, 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Okay. Tama ba tayo, class? 158. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Then 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 5 is 10. Okay, so 1 plus 1, 10 pa din. 10. This one is 15. 2. Okay, this time, nagkaroon ng 1 naman. Okay. So, ang nakuha natin, class, is 25,001 pesos. Okay, let me input in my calculator, class. Double check ko lang. 250. Let's start with the first one. 84,500 minus 73,649.50. So, the answer there is 10,000. Okay, 73. Oh, the answer is 10,000. Ano, add. Add pala to, class, sorry. So, we will get 158,149.50. So, wala naman tayong mali dito sa total spent. Tapos, ima-minus natin yung total spent sa 250,000 dun sa pagkabenta niya. By the way, class, sasabayan niyo ako. I'm inputting this on the calculator. Okay, so we will get 91,850.50. Okay. So, balikan nga natin to, class. So, we will have 10 minus 0 is 0. 10 minus 0 is 10. Then, carry 1. So, 10 minus 5 is 5. Oh, nakita ko na, class, kung saan tayo mali. Okay, ito. Balik muna tayo dito. Ito, class. Diba, 10 minus 0 is 10. So, kaya natin sinunod yung 0 dito, tas carry 1. Then, 1 plus 9 is 10. Then, 10 minus 5 is 5. Pero, nag-carry 1 ako dito. So, dapat wala tong carry 1. Okay? So, balang mangyayari, 9 minus 9 is 0. Okay? So, kaya mali. Okay, so this one is 0. Kaya ito ay 0. Okay, so now, correct na yung answer natin. Okay, did you see, class? Maganda pa rin talaga na nakita nyo, class, no? Yung idea na minamanual natin kasi kapag kinakalcu natin. Kapag calcu, mabilis talaga agad na makukuha natin yung accuracy, yung accurate ng answer natin. But the thing here, kapag manual, matetest talaga yung understanding at yung concept natin sa decimal. Okay? So, I'm advising and encouraging everyone na mag-manual talaga. Okay? So, kagaya nito, class, encounter natin, may little mistake lang tayo sa pagsusubtract. Pwede tayong gumamit ng calculator to recheck. Pero, maganda pa rin na nakikita natin yung mali natin dun sa mismong solution natin. Okay? Dun sa manual solution natin. Okay. Let's have the last one. Okay. Sabi dyan, Pilang bought 6 dozen mangoes at 50 pesos per dozen. So, sa isang dozen, 15 pesos. So, bumili siya ng 6 na dozen. Okay? He then sold all the mangoes at 3 pesos each. How much was his profit? Okay? So, let's put the given. Let's write the given first. So, bumili siya ng 6 dozen of mangoes. And sa 6 dozen na yon, 1 dozen is equal to 15 pesos. Okay? Let me erase it, class. Pinilit lang natin. Okay, so 15 pesos per dozen. So, he then sold the mangoes at 3 pesos each. How much his profit? So, una muna natin gawin, magkano ginastos niya dun sa 6 na mango na binili niya? So, sabi, sa isang dosena daw, 15 pesos. So, we're just going to, let me write first the find. Ano yung hinahanap natin? Profit. Let's have the solution. Okay, our solution is, determine muna natin kung magkano yung spent niya. So, 15 pesos sa isang dosena at 6 na dosena yung binili niya. So, 15 times 6, we will have 90. Okay, yung 90 pesos na to, class, ayan yung in-spent niya. Okay, now, sa isang dozen, 1 dozen, merong 12 pieces ng mangoes. Okay? So, kung 6 na dosena yung binili niya, so 12 times 6, para malaman natin yung kung ilang number ng mangoes, no? We will have 72 pieces of mangoes. Ngayon, alam na natin kung ilang pieces ng mango kasi sabi sa problem, kada isang mango daw binibenta niya ng 3 pesos. So, 72 times 3, we will have 216. Okay, so 216. So, 216 yung total ng benta niya. Ito yung total sell. Okay, now, ang gagawin natin para malaman natin yung profit niya, i-minus natin yung total total sell niya dun sa spent. So 216 minus 90. Okay, so mag-borrow tayo ulit. So 1 magiging 11. Okay, hindi naman kailangan mag-borrow ni 6 kasi 6 is bigger than 0. Okay? So 6 minus 0 is 6. 11 minus 9 is 2. Then bring down C, 1. Tama ba? 11 minus 6 is 2. Okay. So, ang total profit niya, class, is 126 pesos. This is the total profit o yung kinita niya. Okay, nabawasan natin yung operating cost niya, yung spent niya na 90 pesos. So, therefore, the total profit or the profit is 126 pesos. Okay, so I hope you learned a lot today, the types of decimals, how we convert those types of decimal into fractions, and what is the concept of decimal in addition, subtractions. You just have to align the decimal point, then perform the operation. Kapag kulang ang 0, kapag kulang, para mag-align sila, just fill 0 sa dulo lang, class, or sa unahan, but do not add 0 in between of numbers. And when you are multiplying, you just have to align the numbers. The decimal point doesn't matter until the product come out. If there's the product, the decimal number or the decimal point matters. So you just have to count how many decimal points, then move the decimal point to the left, then put the decimal point. Okay, that's for the product. For the multiplication. For the division, you just have to move the decimal point depending paano magiging whole number si divisor. Kung ilan yung minove nating decimal point sa divisor, yun din yung i-move nating decimal point sa dividend. Si dividend ang mag-a-adjust, hindi si si divisor ang mag-a-adjust, hindi si dividend. Si divisor lang, kay divisor naka-base kung ilang movement ng decimal point para maging whole number siya, para ma-divide natin siya sa dividend. Hindi si dividend ang i-move ng decimal point, tapos nakadepende sa kanya kung ano yung nasa divisor. No, ha? Ang movement ng decimal point sa division is depende kay divisor. Okay? Then, if you're dealing with the word problem, you just have to analyze it first, read and read until you understand a little bit, and then use representation. Once you do the representation, just add more analyzation and then look for what you're looking for and then do the solution. Then do not forget the conclusion. So I hope you learn a lot for this discussion. So thank you and God bless everyone.